Chizi Herbert Wigwe was born in New York City on January 30th, 1995, as the first child of Mrs. Doreen Chizoba and Dr. Herbert Wigwe. He embraced his role as an older brother with unwavering love and devotion. He ensured his presence and attentiveness to his siblings, Tochi, David, Hannah, and Okachi, upholding the values instilled by his parents. He often referred to his sister Tochi as his best friend, and his deep bond with his mother strengthened throughout his life, highlighting the depth of his most cherished relationships.
When I think of Chizi, I think of love, I think of ambition, I think of adventure. Our brother was born in New York, January 30th, 1995. And he grew to not just be my older brother, but he was my best friend, he was my confidant. Together, we navigated through so many things, life's journey, creating memories that will always be so dear to my heart. Chizi held a lot of things dear to his heart, but at the end of the day, family was his anchor and his source of strength. He cherished every moment we had together, from Christmas in Cape Town, to road trips across America, to our day-to-day experiences of growth, life generally.
Formative experience, leaving familiar surroundings to become the only African child at Port Regis School in the United Kingdom. Although initially daunting, the transition laid the foundation for his future success. Chizi embraced this opportunity, appreciating the education that would shape his path. At the start of his secondary education, Chizi continued his journey at the King's School, Canterbury, UK, where he cultivated lifelong friendships and discovered a passion for math and economics. In preparation for university, he earned his diploma from the Taft School in Connecticut. Fueled by an interest in finance and business, Chizi pursued a Bachelor of Science degree in Science, Technology, and International Affairs at Georgetown University's Walsh School of Foreign Service in 2018.
Chizi had so many interests. His spirit extended way beyond his professional endeavors. He was an entrepreneur at heart, exploring various business adventures and striving for success with every opportunity that came his way. His infectious energy and his zest for life inspired every single one of us around him.
Driven by his passion, Chizi returned to Nigeria in 2019 to complete his NYSC program at the African Finance Corporation, AFC. His dedication, work ethic, and intellect led him to become an inaugural member of the AFC Capital Partners ACP Core Incubation Team. His commitment to excellence and diligent work ethic earned him a promotion to Senior Analyst, a position he held until his passing.
Chizi's commitment to family, friendship, and the community he was in resonated with every single one of us that knew him. His legacy of love, his legacy of adventure, it lives on in our hearts and every single one he touched.
Beyond his professional success, Chizi possessed an unwavering desire for self-discovery and continuous learning. He actively pursued his ambition by completing Level 1 of the Chartered Financial Analyst CFA program and worked towards completing the entire charter. His ambition extended to academia, as he was preparing to apply for an MBA program at Harvard Business School, demonstrating his pursuit of both personal and professional growth. Beyond work, Chizi explored his entrepreneurial spirit, from reselling Supreme shirts in college to establishing his own construction company. He wasn't afraid to venture out.
My brother was a natural leader, and he turned every single thing he touched into gold. He coordinated all his goals to achieve excellent results. He inspired each and every single one of us with his never-ending passion, but now we're infused with strength and energy to carry on every legacy he wanted and to ensure everything he holds dear to his heart continues to find expression and continues to find growth.
However, he also had a compelling drive to emulate his father's legacy, becoming a trailblazer in the Nigerian financial system. Chizi was dedicated to understanding the family business, combining the world of banking and the Nigerian ecosystem with a vision to provide tailored financial solutions for the everyday Nigerian and leave a positive impact on his community. Chizi possessed a magnetic personality. His charisma and storytelling skills could leave anyone captivated by him. His love for life, adventure, and work nurtured his relationships with both family and friends. At his core, Chizi embodied loyalty, passion, sincerity, and vision. He left an unforgettable mark on all who knew him.
Chizi, my brother, my guiding light, my guardian angel, forever in my heart and forever cherished.
Chizi Wigwe was someone that I met when I was very much an infant. We grew up together. His dad was, rest his soul, was my godfather. So that's how we actually met.
I can't remember the year, ages ago, being introduced to him by one of our mutual friends. I remember, I think from that day on where we met, we sort of were just inseparable.
Secondary schoolers, so between that like weird prepubescent area where we're trying to figure stuff out. And so we've kind of always just gone through things together.
And we stayed friends even from college in America and when we moved back. And we just sort of stayed close.
The journey started when I was 9 years old. Chizi and I went to the same school in Port Regis in Dorset. The first impression I had of him was when I went to his house in Parkview and he was like, "Jeremy, we need to start running around our house so we can be fit because we're going to be running a lot." And in my head I was like, who on earth is this guy telling me to run?
15 years ago, we were both at school in England. What struck me when I met him was he's always been remarkably funny in a very cheesy way. He has a unique sense of humor that is only he could pull it off.
He was a very, very bright light. His smile lit up the room. It was affectionate. He was a very charismatic individual who could sway hearts from left to right, change the minds of individuals for the better.
He always had such a positive attitude to everything. He was a comedian as well. He was a caring friend, brother. He was the kind of person that you could bounce ideas off, and for him, he was very direct in that. He never wanted to shy away from saying what he needed to say to you, which he believed could been a beneficial thing. So that was something I really admired about him.
If Chizi loved you, you definitely felt protected as a friend.
I think it was very easy to know if Chizi really liked you, right? Because he's that sort of friend that's in your face, right? Making sure you're okay, you're good.
You can be down or you could have had a very bad day, but Chizi would always be around to say, Faruko, let's give them, let's go out, let's go and get poofed. We used to have a lot of slangs.
It's his spontaneity and his lease on life. So I remember in December when I turned 30, my friend Diraj called Chizi the morning of our flight to Abidjan at 7 a.m. He was like, "Sure, I'm going to come." So I call him again to follow up. He says he's going home to get his passport. I go upstairs to the ticket counter, buy his ticket, and within 30 minutes, Chizi shows up to join the flight. And for the remainder of the trip, he's the life of the party. Everybody's laughing with him, laughing at him, and he never takes anything too seriously.
Chizi. To be honest, Chizi was the life of the party. If there was anything Chizi would want to be remembered for, it would be for how he lived his life.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight will be a fantastic night. I think Namdi will be drawn to his stupor.
his 29th birthday in January. He had rented sort of an apartment, and we were just all together. You know, you could see it on his face that he really had a good time, and he was just happy to be surrounded by his friends and his family. So that was a really nice time, and you know, me and Chizi were sort of partners in crime.
When I think about how, you know, my attraction to Chizi, I think it was just his, you know, his genuine personality, and I learned so much from him, and you know, especially his love for family and the people who are closest and dearest to him, and how he sort of treats them as their own. And I think Chizi embraced me as such.
For him, family is important. You know, his best friend would always tell you his mom, his sister. You know, he loved his family, and you know, was always, you know, speaking of them, showing them happy and proud of them.
Growing up with Chizi was the most troublesome person you could ever meet in your life, but he was the wittiest person. He was the smartest person. He was the person that I would come and bounce ideas off of. Even got to a stage where he would start bouncing ideas off me, and I remember him making jokes like, Tochi, I didn't know you are smart like this. I thought all you could do was gossip, you know. So I always say that anyone that met Chizi, you would know that his sense of humor was something that was completely out of this world. He was specially made. He was the life of everything, the life of work, the life of the party, the life of the family. So Chizi was a very, very special person.
Chizi is a guy who was welcoming. He didn't judge you by who you were, or who your father was, or who your mother was. He took everybody as his own.
Behind the scenes, he was helping a lot of people that we knew, and some people didn't even know. And so it was the sort of thing where, I mean, you'd see people run up to him even on the road and be like, oh, was Chizi or something. And like, where do you know this guy from? But you now find out that maybe Chizi sorted some issue that he had a while ago.
Over the course of, you know, the week and what has transpired, I've spoken to so many different people, and one thing I can say for sure is that Chizi touched those lives the same way he touched mine.
I can't even begin to tell you how much I love him. Chizi was my child. I mean, being a godmother, it's like what he was my child.
When I met him, I did not know that he was the son of Herbert Wigwe. So, you know, our first conversation was, I wanted to know about what he would do, his work ethic, and he was very thoughtful, very eager. He was very excited that this was a very entrepreneurial aspect of AFC. First 2 years we worked around the clock. He proved to me he was more than a staff, he was a kind of a partner.
I don't think I've heard anyone talk about CFA more than Chizi.
You know, from Friday to Sunday, you know, you can turn up with him, you know, but then Monday, Friday, you call him, he's speaking about his preparation for CFA, he's speaking about, you know, the business schools that he wants, he recommends we should both apply to and stuff like that.
He was studying for the CFA. I remember like 2 or 3 weeks, Chizi went ghost, didn't talk to anybody, didn't post on Snapchat, because everybody loves Chizi on his Snapchat. But he went ghost, nobody heard from him. And just to come out, he was studying. So it's just to show that when he's focused and he wants to do something, he's willing to put away all the distractions and focus on getting it done.
And you know, there was no doubt that he was going to achieve that. It's just unfortunate he wasn't able to see that next goal he wanted to achieve materialize.
Chizi will want to be remembered for his wittiness. That's the truth. That his entrepreneurial spirit, him wanting to create a name for himself, and always being completely involved in every single thing he did. He wanted to put his all into every single thing. Whether it was his family, building relationships with his friends, building his professional life. By the end of the day, Chizi will also want to be remembered for just being a cool guy. As we used to call him, he was a corporate rock star. And that's exactly what he was. He was work hard, play 10 times harder.
His compassion, his down-to-earthness. He was not carrying himself as a son of someone who was so accomplished. It was his laughter.
We used to spend a lot of time together, and we used to play sports together.
His speech as my best man, like I cherish that moment every single day, and it just shows the kind of brotherhood that we had.
I just remember the laughter, the joy that we had.
I'll miss the laughs. I'll miss the gossip. I'll miss his anger towards me. I'll miss him clowning me. I'll miss him teasing me. I'll miss him interacting with my friends. I'll miss sitting with him and doing absolutely nothing. I'll miss him knocking on my door at 2 a.m. to come and sit on my bed. I'll miss laughing with him. I'll miss gossiping with him. I'll miss every single thing about my brother.
He played basketball every week, I think Wednesday or Thursday nights, and then even recently got into tennis. And I'd even told him a few weeks ago that I was going to whoop him when he got to my level. But that'll happen in heaven.
He was a spark that could not have been snuffed out, even in death. He's definitely someone I believe I would carry in my heart to the day that I die.
Chizi had this sort of uncanny ability to attract, people of all different walks of life towards him, and he was able to develop, genuine friendships. I feel, he lived by some principles when I think about respect, loyalty, and the concept of family, which was extremely important to him.
Chizi would want to be remembered for his kindness and his loving spirit.
I remember we had discussions of, by the time we're 40, 50, how we would want to be introduced. And I knew he wanted to impact the world, from charities to philanthropy. His love for art, being an ambassador. And then mainly as well, I believe he would want to be remembered as somebody that loved his friends and family and would do anything to help them and get them through a situation.
To be able to have seen him be who he was, and in an unwavering manner, I think that's how Chizi would want to be remembered, as someone who came, who saw, who rocked, but most importantly, who conquered and who enjoyed his life with no regrets. So while I say this about Chizi, I say this to everyone else who is grieving. Take heart, because I know he would be frowning if he saw us crying, if he saw us sober. So live your life and live it knowing that you still have a piece of him in your heart.
I love you, and rest in peace.
At first, this still doesn't feel real to me, but it makes me feel weak, the fact that I'm even, having to say goodbye to you. But I would like to think that it's a goodbye for now, and you're in a better place. And, I do believe that we will jam again, we'll hoop again, we'll joke again, we'll enjoy life together again, or times together again.
We laughed together, we cried together, we shopped, we danced, everything. It was nice.
We love him and we miss him dearly, and I just pray for his soul and I pray he's at peace.
Yeah, I'm really gonna miss you, man, honestly. Even looking back at it now, 2 days before, this whole dream, it's scary.
I love you, Chizi. You've been more than a brother to me.
You'll be with us in our hearts, in our memories, always. Your family, your siblings will all become part of our family, and we'll do our best to look out for them. And yeah, my bro, until we meet again, man, we love you.
We know that you're in a better place now, and watching over us. The legacy you leave behind, I think, is one that we'll not forget very easily.
And I look forward to seeing you that king-size bed in Valhalla.
That being in heaven, of course. I love you, rest in peace.